Okay, so I didn't bring up Michael because of his parenting. I brought it up because there's different levels of parenting styles, and nowadays you hear about gentle parenting, affirmative parenting, or some shit. Then you have the old school way of thought of parenting and shit, which is kind of beat their ass until they submit.
Listen to me.
Yeah, and of course there are people in the middle of that too. Not everybody's on the extreme spectrums. But the quote from Michael Jackson was pretty much him saying he understands why his father did what he did. And of course, we have no idea what actually
wasn't
happened.
His dad really fucked up or something? Or like
that's the way the movie.
That's the way they're depicted. We don't know for sure, but let's go in the context of Joe Jackson was just like very by the what switch or whatever, just that kind of authoritative parent or some shit. Of course, again, we have no idea what these people's lives were. But the only reason I brought that up because the comment section was flooded with people saying, "Yeah, we need to bring that kind of parenting back." Like it needs to be. That's the only. They're saying that the reason Michael Jackson got to where he got and all the Jackson 5 did was because they were supposedly raised in such a way where they call it tough love. And for me, I see it as two different things. One way is a lot of parents try to raise their kids in that same kind of way, but people like Michael Jackson, I think, are the exception to the rule. Like those people exceed under those circumstances, where many others just don't.
Yeah, dude.
They get fucked up.
Well, it's like we don't have hit albums by the people but majority of the people who had that happen didn't get fucking famous. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many people that are damaged to their whole fucking lives, you know, from getting their fucking asses beat when they were kids. And by the way, if you hit your fucking kids, go fuck yourself, you know? Like seriously, maybe a spank every now and then. Like maybe, but I mean, like, there's people out there that actually think that that's okay to like lay hands on your fucking kids like that. It's like, fuck you, dude. That's a kid. That's a child. Like there's something fucking wrong with you. Like if that's where you are, and I'm sorry because I just realized I'm saying this to a bunch of people who are fathers here, and I'm not a fucking father. But in my opinion, it's like if you're not able to fucking communicate what you got to communicate to a kid without being violent with them, go yourself.
So you hit it right on the nose. I do not beat my kids. I would never, bro. There's so much to unpack here, bro. So I definitely don't spank my girls. The most we've ever done is a pop on the hand. That's as far as it goes, and that's only been with my youngest one because she has this thing where she likes to scratch and bite. So it's one of those, hey. Yeah, don't do that.
We gotta pop an eye a little bit too. She be
but as far as like beating with a belt, like all that, like nah, that should have never happened. No matter what happens.
Dude, that shit makes me cry in movies every time I see it. Like when they do that scene where it's like hitting a kid and the kid's crying, I'll start fucking weeping.
And for me, it's like I feel like pretty much if you're beating your kid, you pretty much either lack communication, you lack imagination. You lack patience. You lack something to where you feel like maybe it might even be support. Because I'll bring up my mom. I got beat a lot. And I understand from her point of view because majority of her life was a single mom.
Single mom, yep.
And so I can only imagine because I'm not a single parent and I feel overwhelmed. So I can only imagine what the fuck she was going through. And she took in some other people's kids, too, that weren't even hers. But I know for me, it just made me more deceitful. It didn't change
any. Oh, my God.
It literally just made me realize, like, okay, if I am going to do something, I need to make sure I get away with it. Yeah, that's all it did.
I was literally just talking to Bridget about it. She was like, you know, why did you lie so much? I was like, because I didn't want to get my ass beat. I didn't want to get in trouble. Like, she was like, so you lie all the time? I'm like, yeah. I even started to lie about dumb shit that I thought could get me in trouble because I didn't want to get in trouble. And my mom didn't like beat my ass a lot. It was a lot more like groundings or whatnot, punishments or whatever. But just that idea of I can get in trouble, it was like, yeah, I'm just gonna.
I got my first ass whooping at 6 months.
And that's crazy
for putting oatmeal in the VCR.
So why the fuck you need to beat their ass?
These are stories that have been handed. I don't even remember.
That's insane to me that you were even able at 6. I mean, maybe I don't remember. You know, I don't know what a 6-month-old kid is like, but the fact that you were even able to access all of these things and put 2 and 2 together, like, and just be like,
but
that'd have been like, oh, okay.
I was like, damn, son, how'd you even get the cabinet open?
But with that, my mom, she grew up underneath. Her dad used to beat his wife in front of them. And then also he was on some shit like if one child got in trouble, everybody's getting in trouble. So he literally used to line them up. She used to tell me they used to fight to be second place, to be the second one get a beat, because the first one would really get it.
They're getting the wrath.
He get to the second one, he's a little tired. Then after the second one, he got his second win.
Energy back, yeah.
And like thinking about that shit now, I'm like, wow, like that's a lot to like, you know, I get like the level of trauma, and I get with every generation, depending on where your mindset is, you're either going to go deeper or you're going to come further away. So I've just been working on getting further away from that type of trauma.
And the crazy part is whether it's me yelling or popping or whatnot, there hasn't been one moment outside of whenever Noah tried to run across the street and shit. Like that shit, I'm like, I'm doing whatever I got to make you understand that shit's not happening again.
Yeah.
But outside of that one instance, every time I've yelled or popped or whatever, it has never been because of something he did. It is all because I am either tired, I am not even ready to communicate at this point.
Yeah.
It's all me. Mm-hmm. Like he's doing something it's pissing me off, but it's not necessarily him. Like he's 5.
He's a sweet kid too. Noah's a good kid. And
there should be no reason I'm going off on him the way I used to and shit. Mm-hmm. And I've had to literally check myself, and me and Bridget, we check each other as well. But I've just come to the conclusion that when parents get to that point where they're either just going off with the kids or they're hitting their kids and beating their kids, they're out of control.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm big on apologizing too. I always, once I realize, even in the middle of it, like, look, no, I'm sorry. He don't like space though. He needs an audience. That's it. That's my damn problem with Noah, bro. He need an audience. He don't want space when he's yelling and going through tantrums, but he just wants to be like right in front of your face with it. Mm-hmm. But I've learned that it's never him. It's never our kids. It's us, because we're going through something that day, or maybe we're just tired and we just don't want to be parents at this point. So we just want to be acting all out of violence and whatnot.